raise right here, right now. Ask whatever questions you want to ask. That's going to really help you to look at whatever we're learning about life, learning about the world, learning about your own faith in God, anything you wish to ask. Best clear it. This is an opportunity for you to learn that. Use it, seize it. Okay, well, anything you want to ask from any of what you have heard today, or there are questions that you've been wanting to ask even. What you ask will benefit your others along the way. Okay, so don't worry about, it sounds like a stupid question. They say there is no silly question, there's no stupid question. Okay, so just raise it up, but ask because you really want to learn. But if you want to ask because you don't really want an answer, then yeah, that is silly. Okay? Ask because you're really keen, you're interested in this, that is going to go a long way. So, over to you. Q&A can be very meaningful, or it can be not meaningful, or it can be very fast. Much depends on you. That's why it's Q&A. There's no A when there is no Q. Right? Okay, so anything you want to ask? I get my Bible, so before you go ahead and if you don't ask me, I ask you, and you give me the answers. Right? Okay. Now, when we talk about do not be conformed to this world, we mustn't go too extremes. There are two extremes. On the one hand, there are people, right? We will talk, okay, let's not be conformed to this world. We do not want to be like the world, in other words. Like, just like the world. So we need to understand, what is the world like? The world, this world, it says that we don't want to conform. So we need to understand the problems that are in this world. Okay? That would make us conform. Now, there are two extremes. On the one hand, there are people who feel you've got to be just like the world to reach the world. Just be like the world. You've got to talk like them, think like them, act like them, behave like them. How do you win people to Christ? Be like the world. So this is one side. Just be like the world. Be worldly. This is called worldly godliness. Have you heard of such a phrase? And they coin things like that, which is, of course, not what we are into. Be like the world to reach the world. It's not going to work. Right? You're going to end up caught there. Now, there is the opposite of this. To totally have nothing to do with the world. You get out of it, and then you form your own thing. Now, in the early days, these were called monasteries. And they were called monks. Okay, we think monks, we think no hair and that. But this is actually the Roman Catholic. There are still monasteries around, by the way. And there are people who are so sick of the world, they just want to have nothing to do with it. They don't want the pressure, they don't want to caught up with all the things that is just makes them so upset with life that they totally go the opposite direction. Right? They want solitude. They want to get out of it. Now, there are people, actually some of them are famous people, that literally they take themselves out and they go and join a monastery somewhere. And they live like a monk somewhere for 1 month. And then they say, okay, you feel so much better, then they go back. Right? And then when they are, it's like a pressure cooker, then they go back again. Okay? Yeah, I know one hairdresser that is like that. He cuts hair. So every once in a while, he will shave his head, go to Thailand, and be a monk. Begging on the streets, like give me food, and he finds some peace there. He says that helps him. to cope with the pressure of life. Now, he's not a poor hairdresser, I must tell you. His rent or paying is right in Singapore, in the city, you pay like $10,000 a month. And he makes 2-3 times that amount cutting hair. 1 month, $30,000 cut hair. Okay, he's not a poor hairdresser. But you see, for him, is that all that there is to life? He just needs to get out of it. The world as it is. His life, he literally spends a month in Thailand to be a monk. And then he comes on back, and then he dyes his hair over multicolored. Oh, yeah. And goes back again. Now, is this what we are meant to practice? Of course not. Okay, so it's not here, neither are we going monk. Right? Get out of them, be in solitude, that we have nothing in the world, don't be like the world, go live on an island. Some people practice not monk kind of monastery religious. They go to an island, they live by themselves, they don't have any contact, no mobile phone, no TV, nothing. For some of you, that could be living hell on earth. But to them, you know what? One of them is an Australian guy, lives up in Queensland, right at the top of Queensland. Billionaire and all, just said, I've had it enough. He just sold everything and go and live in the island by himself. If he dies, nobody knows. He's got no internet. He's got no phone. He comes to the mainland, buys supplies, go back to the island, and then live, and he feels very happy. Right, you could be happy, but if all of us do that, the world is in serious trouble. No chiro, no physio, no accountants. No, because we're going to go and... You can't. Is there a better way? Can we live in this world and not end up with all the problems of the world inside us? This is what we are learning. Okay? So it's not don't go extremes. Whatever you do in life, don't go this way and then extreme that way. The best way, biblical way. Okay? Right. Does that give you want to ask a question? You don't want? Nothing to ask. Now, if there's nothing you want to ask, I'm going to ask you to practice. Right? Practice your faith. And the retreat time is the opportunity to practice. Look at Romans 12 again. Now, just practice these two things, okay? There are many things there, of course, but just practice these two things for the activity time. Every time, right? So, rather than it's just Tamara coming, let's do activities. Is there a spiritual part behind these activities? Yes. Okay, she may not know it, but this comes from me, right? Why do we do this? Now, first, two things. One, is the word beseech, is the word really to encourage. To come alongside someone to really lift you up in courage. We all need encouragement in life. Right? We need to do that. And then here's the second word. I beseech you, and the second word is brethren. We all need a friend. You have a friend in me, says Woody. Right? We all need, but friendship is wonderful, but here is something really quite special. It's called brethrenship. Brethrenship is a sense of family. I value this a lot. You see, family is not just biological family. You can be family related and don't feel a sense of family. You may not be biological family and yet have this sense of family with each other. I have that. With people who are not my family members. Right? I have that with Audrey. I've known Audrey since she was literally a little girl in Singapore. This is a sense of bond that is there. Why that? She relates from junior camps to youth conference to coming over to study and things like that. So when she wants to go back, she wants to take the bus, my heart, hey, can I, since you guys are not going to ask questions, I want to just drive her, go to UWN. More beneficial. Right? So just, she said, no, it's all right. You be here, and I just got to go to school and do work, and I'll be back. And there's a sense of regard, there's a sense of family that is there. So you don't even have to be related to have this biological. Well, some are related and no family. You don't talk to me, you don't relate with me, you say hi, bye. Your family? Not really. You're just by blood. But brethrenship is beyond biological family. That's special. I want to urge you to practice this. Can you find a sense of that? Beginning with it, learn to relate with one another rather than just my friend. There's friendship, and then there is something even greater than friendship. This can last wonderfully a lifetime. Okay? Just want to encourage you to practice two things. One, learn to be an encourager. Learn to be brethren to each other as well in the activities that we do. It's not just doing activities. Can I look out for each other? Can we look out for each other? Can we practice? What does a family do? Well, there are lots of things. My understanding of family and the way I practice it is something that I truly treasure. I treasure family very much, very much. My own family, church family, those who I count a sense of brethrenship, right? Not just Audrey, but those who are here. Kelly is actually family to me. She's my cousin. But there is a bond that is beyond cousin. I have many cousins. Not all have the same kind of bond that is there. Okay, so when Jo is unwell, we all, of course, were concerned. What happened, Joanna? So she says she's getting better. Joanna as well, little girl, see her grow up here. Tamara, right? And then along the way, others, Calvin and Becky, others along the way, Garrett, and then Hannah is, Hannah's relatively new, and yet we relate with each other, right? So she says, can you watch over me as I begin the new prac kind of a thing, in prayer, in concern? Of course, this is what family do. We care for each other. Not just at a retreat, but outside all the time. We think of each other. Okay, now you're going into work. You're starting work. Now exams coming up. Family. So my family is not just Aldine, Chrissy, James, and the two quails. And others. God, James prayed for the quails, when they're injured, I said, James, what did you do? I prayed. What did you pray? I said, God save them 3 times. He cried out in prayer like the psalmist. Wow, there we go. That's family. To him, this is family. He wants to family with quails. That's him. Right? Because what is our pet? There's a difference between family and we're raising quail for food. Now, there are people who raise quails for food and eggs. But obviously not us, because we're making a loss. Right? That's what it is. It's not use each other, because we are. This is pastor and more, rather than just relationship there. That's what we're looking at. It comes from where? Genesis 1 and 2. First God created, these are my children, Adam, Eve. And then they have their family. A family unit, the idea has been there from the beginning. A strong thing, strong idea. Now we practice this now. Well, encourage. Can we encourage each other? Can we be family to each other, brethren? right? We all need the mercies of God in our life. As we have experienced mercy, well, let's show. The idea of mercy can be translated as compassion, actually. There's compassion towards each other. Okay? All right. No questions, right? Well, I'm going to let you practice this. And so when it comes around this time, we just practice a sense of brethrenship. Learn. Can I learn to be family to you? It's all learned. It's not just suddenly it happens. Right? We learn this rather than we just go to the same church. Okay? We can change church, but we don't change family. I don't like this family still, but I go to another family. I don't. If you see the church as just a church and not family, yeah, sure, you just church hop. You know, they're church hop. Church hoppers, like rabbits, you see. All over the place. Because they're homeless, no family. Oh, this is family. That's how I regard the Lord, His family. And I'm not going to bye, see you later. I'm off. I go pastor another church somewhere. You look after yourself. Kelly will take over. Right? It's not going to happen. Of course not. Okay? All right. Enough. You go ahead and enjoy the activity time together. Tomorrow you want to come again?
Yes.
Let everybody know what we are